Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am your host, Kimberly Dixon. This morning, as you can see, we're indoors again, and that's for two reasons. One, it's super wet outside. It's been raining for days. And two, there really isn't anything out there right now. There's that period of transition where I'm switching things out from the fall and winter in preparation for spring. So there isn't very much out there. Before we get started, I want to thank the sponsors of In the Garden with Joyful Living. Those include Love is a Parable, whose objective is to promote love through random acts of kindness and pure love, just unadulterated love. And then our second sponsor is Blackology Coffee. So I'll be putting the link to Blackology Coffee in the comments, or the details on YouTube and in the comments on Facebook, so you all can enjoy a good cup of black coffee as well. And then I also want to thank our individual patrons who have been supporting us from across, not just North Carolina, but across the country. We have Carolyn Billups, Malcolm Dixon, as well as Valerie Dixon. So guys, please share this video. We're going to be talking about some important things this morning. My upcoming announcement is on April the 24th, 2021, we're going to be doing our first kids event. It's going to be, they're going to do some planting, learn a little bit about the soil and why it's important to take care of the earth, but mainly a fun and engaging couple of hours for your kids ages 5 to 12. Kids younger than that are welcome only. An adult has to stay with them. And the sponsors of the kids event, Planting Seeds of Greatness, is sponsored by Love is a Parable, Blackology Coffee, Pedagogy Art, as well as Tech Spartans. So today I wanted to talk to you about It's Coming. Earlier this week, I posted a picture of one of my pepper plants and talked about it's coming. Well, the it that's coming is the first day of spring. Spring is March the 20th, 2021. We've all been anticipating that day. It seems like we've had a long, cold, dark winter. So we roughly 27. So we have 20 days till spring because the month ends on tomorrow. Spring has so many different connotations to it. Well, before we go any further, let me show you something. I brought this plant in. I apologize. I got a little bit ahead of myself. This is a cabbage plant. And as you can see, the initial head has been cut off. But when you plant cabbage, whether it's in the ground or in a pot, see, this is in a pot, so it is possible. If you don't dig up the whole plant, if you don't cut the whole plant out, then it will grow 4 little cabbages in the spot where, actually, this one's growing another one on the side there. You can't see it though, but it will grow additional small little cabbages that taste just like the mother in the place if you don't pull your whole plant up. Remember, I showed you the same thing. Broccoli will do the same thing. They should call it shooting sprouts with broccoli. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what it's called with cabbage, but it's forming these little bitty little cabbage heads. So when you pull up your, when you cut your initial cabbage head, don't pull your entire plant so that your plant will continue to produce good things. And if you're watching this morning, I can see we've got a number of people watching. Chime in on the chat box and say good morning, because I am using the restream this morning to stream live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So I cannot actually see who is watching. So I see good morning to Tara Henry and Jonathan and a few other people that have joined us. Good morning, Jonathan. Jonathan is one of my faithful followers from YouTube. So I'm so glad that you're catching us live this morning. But also, when you're gardening, it requires a little bit of planning and preparation. This is my gardening book, just a little binder that I picked up in CVS. But as you can see, I've drawn out the layout for my garden. And this just allows me to be able to maximize my space and then know exactly what's where, because when a lot of plants are really little, they look alike. But this helps you stay organized, and it's fun. Now, there are lots of apps that you can use to plan out your space, but I like doing things by hand. I'm a writer. And so, as Tara Henry told me one time, writers write. So, when it comes to doing things electronically or actually writing it out, I prefer to write it out because as a writer, I know that writing connects your head to your heart. So, the things that you are feeling when you write them, it'll come out on the paper. Whereas using it on a device, it doesn't translate as well. But so thank you all for watching this morning. We got quite a few. Good morning, Robin. Quite a few people that are looking. And if you're here, yes, spring, Tara, it's coming. It is really coming. Robin says, I love the video, and this is Yasmin. Hi, Yasmin, baby. Thank you for watching. So springtime. Oh, gosh, y'all. I posted a picture earlier this week of one of my pepper plants that has been overwintered. And all overwintered means is that I put it in a cool, dark place and let it lose its leaves. And then Mother Nature put it into a state of dormancy. What people think, years and years of gardening, people use pepper plants as an annual, but they are not an annual, they are perennial. They will come back year after year after year if they're taken care of properly. Now in the summertime, peppers require a lot of sun. They love the heat. I guess it's make them so hot. They love the heat. But if you put them in a cool, dry place when it gets too hot, cool for them outside, they will go into a state of dormancy. And then next year, they'll be, as soon as the season starts, those plants are ready to go. So much so that these plants have been in my laundry area for months now, in the dark with nothing. No, every week I would give them a little bit of water, just a tiny little bit, just, I mean, very tiny, just enough to wet the top of the soil, but not really even drenching the plant. But I opened the door to the laundry room the other day, and this pepper plant, which is my sweet banana pepper, which was a great producer last year, had started putting out new leaves. I was stunned. And even since that, I posted that. I'm trying to get a good picture of the leaves. Can y'all see that good? But since the day earlier this week, Monday or Tuesday, when I posted that picture, these leaves have gotten even bigger. And what I wanted to talk about today is it's coming. And that I love how this pepper plant that had been in the dark and in the cold, good morning, Lori, instinctively knew that it was time to start putting out new leaves. So that's what I want to talk to you this morning about. It's coming. Spring is on the way. We have experienced one of the coldest, darkest seasons of our life. Pretty much everybody has. And it felt like it wasn't going to end. But I want you to know that change is coming, that it's coming, that spring is coming. Spring is coming for these plants. Spring is coming in your life. We have experienced so much heartache, so much grief, so much pain, whether that's been through death, just hearing all the news about COVID, everything that went on with the changing of the presidency. You've been personally sick. People in your family have been sick. But I want you to know a season is changing. In Ecclesiastes, tells us there's a time and a season for everything, a time to die and a time to be born. But I want you to know that that season in your life of spring is on the way. So don't give up. Don't become dismayed. Don't become exasperated and throw up both of your hands and sit down and just decide, good morning, James, I'm not going to do anything else. Changes are coming. I have guests this weekend, y'all. So I'm keeping a 14-year-old little boy because most of you all know that I'm a licensed foster parent and I'm doing some respite care this weekend. So that noise, if you heard it, was him doing his puzzle in the living room. He's been so great this weekend. That's okay, baby. You're fine. But just in case you heard that pouring out noise, it was puzzle pieces. But yes, it's coming. Look, Robin said, yes, it's coming. It is coming. Don't give up. Don't become faint. Don't become discouraged. This has been a long, cold, hard season for all of us. but it's coming. It's on the way. Spring is right around the corner. And this is the other thing I want you to remember. So I just showed you the pepper plant. Ooh, this pot is heavy, y'all. This baby needs, her roots need to expand. So I have her in a 3-gallon bucket here. And when I get ready to put her outside, I'm just going to give her some fresh compost so she'll take off and she'll be ready. But she's put out her leaves. She's already preparing. And that is the yellow sweet banana pepper. But this is the hot cayenne pepper. Now, it was in the very same laundry room, given the very same care. I watered them on the exact same day, everything. However, she's not moving as quickly as the sweet banana pepper is. But during last summer, this was a prolific producer as well. I had peppers coming out my ears. Oh, and if you can see that over in the corner, that little string is a string of dried red pepper. So if you need some red pepper, come see me. But this one, she is still healthy. Her tips are still green. She is still viable. But as you can see, her leaves have just barely begun to emerge. And you could look at this or look at yourself and see that and then compare it to the leaves on that yellow bell pepper. The spirit of comparison will get you every time. Don't get in the habit of comparing your pepper, your hot cayenne pepper, to your sweet banana pepper, which means don't get in the habit of comparing yourself to what Robin, Tara, James, or anyone else is doing. There's a time and a season for everything. And so you don't get in the habit of comparing yourself to what someone else is doing, because all that does is damages your own confidence and your own self-esteem. I am here to tell you today, you can do it. Whatever it is that your heart's desire, whatever it is that God, that purpose that He has planted in you, you can do it. Don't compare yourself to what anybody else is doing. So Robert says, how are the sweet kitties? They are doing absolutely fantastic. So, because guess what? They love their little guest this weekend. Silas has been in heaven, and even Bella, who is my super shy sweetie, she came down last night and enjoyed some time with us. Baby, don't get on camera because you can't. I don't want anybody to see you. That's and this is my baby Silas. Everybody, he's such a sweetheart. But if you come to the door, Silas will greet you. And he loves visitors, so he's had an absolutely fantastic time. Lord says, pulling on my heartstrings. Yes, honey, you are doing amazing things. Don't be discouraged. Don't get in the habit of comparing yourself to what anybody else is doing, because it only damages you, and it only keeps the world from experiencing the gifts that are placed in you. We all have gifts. They all look different. But when we maximize those gifts, we bless other people. Tara says comparison interferes with that joyful living. Yes, it does, honey. Don't do it. Appreciate all the growth, loving that handoff. Yeah, that was pretty smooth, wasn't it? But I just want to talk to you, I mean, just to encourage everybody. That's the whole purpose of Joyful Living, the live stream. We've been doing this for years, but it's just to encourage you, because you may be like, well, gosh, I've heard that before. But when we hear things over and over and over, that seed that was planted in us, it grows. It sprouts a new leaf. It puts forth a new stem, and then a whole another set of leaves come from that. So keep listening to people that encourage you, like Kimberly, Dixon, like In the Garden with Joyful Living, and whomever else you may be following. If they encourage you and they encourage you to just take one more step. That's all we have to do. Take one more step. It's like, because life can be hard sometimes, and it is always going to be full of hardships, but it doesn't have to be hard. Seek the assistance that we all need. Because, guys, I told you that everybody knows that if you watch me, my father passed away in September, and that was my heart. I am a baby. I'm his poo baby. I'm still his poo baby. But even as a coach and someone who helps other people, I reached out to a professional to help me with grief and loss, because I can't coach myself. I can't provide therapy to myself. but hearing it from somebody else and somebody else being there to support me and to listen to me has given me all the strength so that I don't lose my course. And my friends, they've done the very same thing, my sisters and brothers. So we all need to be encouraged. Don't think just because that person is the pastor of the church, or they are a famous coach, or they are whatever they may be, they all need that encouragement. One of when I was becoming a life coach, before I ever got the certification, I got a life coach. And the one thing that she told me is that a great life coach always has a coach in their life. Don't ever think that you can do this thing on your own. Lori said coaches need coaches too. We absolutely do. So I want to encourage you all. Spring is on the way. It's less than 20 days. Well, a little over 20 days. It's March the 20th. But hang in there. Don't get discouraged. Square your shoulders up, lift your head up, and keep put one in front of the other. Does that mean you're not going to shed any more tears? Absolutely not. But I've given myself permission. Whenever I have those days when I'm missing my daddy, you might catch me crying in the grocery store, anywhere. But I have given myself permission to feel that grief so that in 5 or 10 years from now, it does not stop me from being the person that God has intended for me to be. So, Lori, don't get discouraged with Blackology Coffee. Keep doing your thing. Tara Henry, don't get discouraged with Pedagogy Art. Keep doing your thing. And when whomever it may be, J. Dwayne Garnett, don't get discouraged with Love is a Parable. Spring is coming. Kimberly Winborn, don't get discouraged with Design Evolution and your financial detox. Spring is coming. So whatever it is that you're working on in your life, when you're experiencing your winter months, don't become discouraged by that. Because in Genesis 8:22, it says, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Seasons are constantly changing. We have winter, spring, summer, and fall every year. Seasons in your life are constantly changing. You're going to have winter, spring, summer, and fall throughout your life over and over on a cycle. So whatever season you're in now, just remember, it will not last always. There's a song that says trouble don't last always. I remember when we sang that with the TPC, the Connecting Place, TCP magazine, that Anthony Addion Hill led, Trouble Don't Last Always. It's an old classic. I can still remember that day being on stage, listening to him, hearing him singing. We were doing backup, but just resonating with me. Trouble don't last always. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. And just remember, trouble don't last always. I love you guys. Please share the video. Please sign your kids up to come to the event on Saturday, April the 24th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can register them by emailing me at joyfullivingwithkd@gmail.com. I'm so looking forward to having you all with us on the day. The babies are going to love that. Guys, thank you for chiming in. Share the video. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.